Yeah.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah.
Good morning, Ahiah. Good morning, you on the internet. Good morning to you in the internet, the world of spirit. And as I just introduce myself as Chris Glick, I'm a practitioner at Ahiah. And today I'm going to lead you in a meditation. And I just want you to breathe. Just breathe with me. As I breathe in and out, I am, that I am. The Spirit is that I am. As I breathe in all the love, all the light, all that is. As I breathe out, I share my breath with all that is. I breathe in, I breathe out. In, out. I am conscious of the breath. As it goes in and out, I am in the flow. As it goes in and out, you are in the flow. As you breathe in and out. Breathe in deeply and out. And each breath cycle of in and out is the presence Place your hand on your breast, on your chest, in your heart area. As you breathe, for the breath is the ignition of the connection of the Spirit. It is the recognition of this connection. It is feeling this. It is seeing it burst forth. It just is. And as I breathe, and I have my hand in my chest area, this presence is right here where I am. This presence, the oversoul, Judah, the chest, this area. And as you go deep in this chest area, with your hand on that area, and you feel this presence. You may feel heat, warmth. Your eyes may see little things swirling around, biophotons. As you breathe, the wonder of all life is in you at that moment as you recognize this. It's always there, but when I recognize, I am at peace. I am, as you are, at peace. Allow this presence, this light, this warmth, this connection to fill your entire being by breathing in. Once more, breathe in this presence. As you know that you are, as I am, as we are, as God is. Allow the music to just fill your pores with vibration of love and light, peace, joy. You begin to feel so relaxed. You love being here. For it is your heart that speaks the word of ever knowing, ever being, ever loving. This is love. And as you feel this peace and presence, know that this is your space, that you are. And when you recognize this in your breath, you're there. So as you begin to open your eyes, and you know that this is home. It is you, it is I, it is all. This is your private space. This is our private space. This is peace, love, and joy. Namaste. Thank you. And we will begin the service shortly. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. God bless. Check. Oh, let's see. Hey, Gloria, this is on? Check. Yes, this is perfect. All right. But I have this. I'm just going to turn around. I know that you are here when I smile. I feel your presence. Please stay a while. I'm yours. When I breathe, I know you're with me. All is well. Your boundless spirit is where I dwell. Divine creation, be with me. I surrender. I accept all you reveal. I know this, I know this, I know this. When I breathe, I know you're with me. All is well. Your wondrous spirit is where I dwell. Divine creation, be with me. I surrender. I accept all there is. I know this. I know this. Your wondrous spirit is where I dwell. Divine creation, be with me. I surrender. I accept all you reveal. I know this. I know this. I know this.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, band. And good morning to you all and to you online here. And welcome to Ahiah Center for Spiritual Living, downtown Pasadena. We're at the heart of the Playhouse District, and I love this church. I love this center. I love being here. And I'm grateful for being here today on this day that is just a few days past Thanksgiving. And so I want to start us off first by saying a few thank yous to the people who are allowing this to come to pass today. We've got our music team headlined this morning by our own Elizabeth Hangan. Let's say thank you to Elizabeth. And then we have our music director, Chris Glick. He was on the piano a moment ago and singing our interlude song. But we have Mahesh here today for our piano also. Leon on the bass and Brian on the drums. And then we have Gloria on sound. We wouldn't be heard if we didn't have Gloria, so thank you, Gloria. We've got Harris back there on the keyboards in the back, making sure everything gets live streamed. And then we have our practitioner today is Myrna Hawthorne, so she'll be up here doing the invocation and reading. And so I want to say thank you to our assistant minister also, Reverend Michael Lattimore. He is taking a rest today, and so God bless you, Rev. Love having you here when you're here, and I love having you having a rest when you're at home. So it's wonderful having you here on the Ahiah team. And so we're going to go ahead and get our Sunday celebration going in just a second. But first, I want to give just a little bit of news that I heard this morning. I was called this morning to let me know that Nancy Thompson, one of our beloved practitioner emeritus, is close to making her transition. And so I've been holding her in my heart. for weeks now, but especially right now. And so we will be doing a little bit of prayer for Nancy in just a few moments. But I want us to have this time together where we just have a moment to go inside. And so why don't you join me as I take a nice deep breath in and let it all out. As I prepare to go into this invocation or into this meditation.
I am a child of this universe. The ocean dances at my feet. The wind plays a melody through my hair. I am loved at every turn. I am kissed by Mother. I am a child of this universe. The sun warms me in its embrace. The stars have a light for me in the sky. I am honored by all life. I am held by Father Time. Every blade of grass, every shaking leaf on the tree, every mountain top sings of the glory of God moving through me, moving through you. Oh. I am a child of this universe. Through my breath, all of life can breathe. I plant the seeds with my every dream. I can love at every turn. Give a kiss to Mother Earth. Yes, I am a child of this universe. I greet the God in each face. I am a channel for peace to flow. Oh, I honor all life. Yes, I'm one with Father Time. To every blade of grass, to every shaking leaf on the tree, to every mountain top, I sing of the glory of God moving through. Moving as me. Moving as you. Moving as
Might have killed it when I tried to get rid of the ring thing. It ended also. Okay. All right. So thank you, Gabriel, for that meditation video. And so now I'd like to ask Myrna Hawthorne to come on up, and she's going to do our reading and our invocation.
Good morning, Ahiah.
Good morning.
I'm going to do a reading from 365 Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. You can purchase this in the bookstore if you like. And today is the 28th of November, so we'll just read that. Today I speak my word knowing that it will not return unto me void. Job tells us that God is one mind, and Jesus clearly taught that this one mind includes our own thinking. Emerson also tells us that there is one mind common to all individual people. It is this eternal and perfect mind that we use. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Jesus Christ. The mind of God must be at peace, joy, and perfection. We enter into this divine state of being in such degree as our own thoughts are peaceful, joyous, and perfect. To practice the presence of God is to practice the presence of perfection and wholeness. This perfection and this wholeness include joy, peace, and the fulfillment of every legitimate desire. Hermes said that our mind is united to God's essence as light is united to the sun. That is, we are individualized rays of the universal light. And the unabashed say that everything is born from mind, lives in it and by it. In Him we live and move and have our being. We live in mind, and our thoughts go out into the mind to be fulfilled. This is the principle of spiritual mind healing and demonstration. Each one individualizes this universal mind in a particular, unique, and personal way. This is our divine inheritance. But we have drawn too lightly upon it, not fully realizing, as Jesus did, the limitless significance of our relationship with the infinite. We should learn more fully to enter into our divine companionship. Today, I make a greater claim upon good. Today, I speak my word, knowing that it will not return unto me void. It must accomplish and prosper, not because of the power of my will, but because I am willing to let, to permit, and to accept guidance, power, and peace. And so let us turn within. Just knowing that God is all there is. I am knowing that this place is a holy place, that everywhere we are is holy ground, that we would just allow the presence of Spirit to speak to us, to open our hearts, and just know that we are divinely guided at all times. I am just knowing that each one of us here has a special relationship with the Spirit that enhances our life. I speak a word of love for our dear practitioner, Nancy, knowing that she is enveloped in love, not only from her family, but from her church family and friends. I am just so grateful to have known such a light, knowing that she walks the walk and talks the talk, and she shares her knowledge and her wisdom with anyone that she comes in contact with. She is such a gracious and loving person. She has opened her home to all the practitioners here at this church for retreats and for gatherings. So I just know that where she is, there is love, there is peace, and I just send blessings to her and her family. And in this thought, I just know that each one of us here, everyone that knows her, sends the same. And so I just speak a word of gratitude for this time together here, for each and every person in this facility, the band, the music that lifts our vibration, Reverend Scott, who downloads the very word of spirit so that we can hear and listen and learn and progress throughout our week with a new understanding. And so I just release this word into the law, knowing that it cannot return to me void. And I simply say, and so it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Myrna. So now I'd like to ask Elizabeth to come on up. She's going to give us a lovely song.
Thank you, Myrna. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We are here to tell the story that we have made it through Thanksgiving. One where we could gather together, a little less encumbered than last year. And so far, everyone I've spoken to said they really loved their Thanksgiving, and I really loved mine. I don't know if my mom is awake and watching, but if you are, thank you for our gathering. The song I'm going to do is called We All Have Gifts to Share. We all have gifts to share. Everyone, everywhere. Let the truth be told, miracles unfold. We all have gifts to share. We all have gifts to share. Everyone, everywhere. Let the truth be told, miracles unfold. We all have gifts to share. Every child born comes into this world in a wondrous moment of glory. And the truth we've come to know as we live, love, and grow is the gifts that open our story. A story of courage to begin, a journey of faith from within. So much hope, joy, and love. Just imagine. We all have gifts to share. Everyone, everywhere. Let the truth be told, miracles unfold. We are the gifts we share. When we all share truth that we know and see the gifts in each other. Then we can be the change we want to see in a world with sisters and brothers. Then we raise our voices high, lift our voices to the sky, and together we let our spirits fly. Oh, we all have gifts to share. Everyone, everywhere. Let the truth be told, miracles unfold. We are the gifts to share. We all have gifts to share. Everyone, everywhere. Let the truth be told, miracles unfold. We are the gifts we share. Let the truth be told, miracles unfold. We all have gifts to share.
Yes, our music team absolutely has gifts to share. Thank you, Elizabeth. It's always wonderful how you connect with us from your heart. I appreciate that.
I love my church community.
And Mahesh, you always make me smile. I don't know, you know? It's always wonderful. Thank you. So, it's lovely to be here. You know, it makes a difference just a little bit. I know that we put out a great feed out to our live stream community, but it's a little different when I watch it here. And so I'm grateful to be here this morning. And so, Thanksgiving was Thursday, so we're the Sunday after Thanksgiving. And what I'm hoping for each and every one of us here and out there is that everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and it was filled with the 4 F's, right? The food, the family, the fun, and the friends, right? And you know, that's what we've been told is supposed to happen on Thanksgiving. And when it happens, it's wonderful. And I hope that appropriately showed up for each and every one of you. And I also know that sometimes, you know, Thanksgiving is really more about me time. And so if you were in that camp this year, I hope it was also a wonderful Thanksgiving for you. That there are times when, you know, what we need really is more about keeping it low, re-energizing, coming to understandings. And so however Thanksgiving showed up, what I am knowing is that it was a time to be grateful, that it's a time to see what is here in our lives and to be grateful for it. So November, we're in the last week of November also, and our theme has been breathe in the view. And so we have the little bunny, you know, sniffing here on our slide. And, he's just breathing in that view. And to me, what that means is I get to just breathe in the beauty and the life that is around me. And I get to come from a place of being grateful then for that life, that abundance that is here in all the different ways. And I get to be grateful. And I do things that help me to be grateful, like I do a gratitude journal, or I just think to myself as I go to sleep, what are the things that I'm grateful for? And there are always, always things to be grateful for. And I know that that process always, always lifts my mood. And so Eckhart Tolle says this. He says, acknowledging the good that you already have in your life is the foundation for all abundance. It's the foundation for all the abundance that we have. It means that as we have gratitude, it lays the base that we put more on top of. And I think that's absolutely true. And part of that is being a good steward of what we have. Part of that, being a good steward, just means that we are recognizing what is good in our lives, all the good that has come into our lives, and we're taking care of it in appropriate ways. So we take care of the people that are in our lives. We take care of the things, our cars and our homes. We take care of our communities that we belong to. And so we do that. We're a good steward of all that, but it still kind of leaves me with the question that sometimes, we're looking, we're just not quite feeling it. And so what do we do? What is that we're being called to when we're in that place? Well, this week's talk title is Gratitude Beyond Gifts. And so I originally kind of took it from the place that Elizabeth's song was singing it. We all have gifts to share, and I can be grateful for the gifts that I have to share. But then, I live the talk each week, And as I started to live that talk, that's not where it was going. It just wasn't headed in that direction. And what I've learned is I have to kind of follow that process and see where it leads. And so this week, the process has taken me to more of a place of, seeing the gratitude of where things are. And so sometimes, the gratitude is in the roses. Who doesn't like to see the roses in our lives? Who doesn't love to see a fresh bouquet of roses, right there with them? And obviously, it creates gratitude when that happens. It's easy to be grateful for the roses. But what happens when you got the thorns? And the thorns always come with the roses, don't they? And so sometimes, I don't see the rose, but I feel the thorn. And what is it that I'm called to do when that happens? Well, whatever I'm called to do, I'll tell you what happens first. The ego gets going, and the ego's judgment is the ego's judgment. And so the first reaction tends to come from the ego. And for me, I don't know about you, maybe you guys are more godly than I am. But for me, the place that I jump to with my ego mind is, all the judgments. Things like, I am so lazy. I'm so stupid. Oh, how about I am so unlucky, or I am unlovable. Things just jump. They do. And then you know, for me and my spiritual practice, my process then is to see that, is to notice it, to realize that I've just thought that. And is that really what I believe? And most of the time, it's an easy process for me to say, no, that's not what I believe. But sometimes it's not such an easy process. And, you know, I recognize that there's something that I need to do, because when I say something like that, I am unlucky. Just a simple one like that. I am unlucky in life. What I've just said is an affirmation. What I've just said is a thought that it has its own creative powers. And it shows back and it's reflected back into my life. And certainly I don't want that. Right? Realizing it, I don't want that. So what do I do about it? Well, that's the question, isn't it? And by the way, these affirmations that I say about myself, I say about other people too. You know, especially on the freeway. Lots of affirmations go out the window. But they're just that first thought. And then I go, oh, well, maybe they're in a hurry. Oh, maybe they've got other things. Oh, maybe they're just coming home from the hospital. Oh, you know, what is the truth of their situation? I don't know. And so as much as I can, I cut them slack. But, you know, what do I really want to do? What can I really do? Well, there's a great quote that I found out on the internet by a guy named Zig Ziglar. And he says, you can complain because roses have thorns, or you can rejoice because thorns have roses. Right? Am I going to complain because the wonderful things that are in my life also have these little things that'll get you every once in a while? Or am I going to rejoice because when I know that I've been got, that somewhere there's a rose too? I just need to go find my rose. So, you know, the thing about Zig Ziglar is it's actually fascinating that he came up with this statement, because, you know, on the internet, it's so easy to Google people, and Wikipedia abounds, you know. So you get to go and you get to take a look. So I did look him up. You know, I got on Wikipedia and I looked to see what kind of life did he have. And it is actually amazing. He was born in 1926 in Coffee County, Mississippi. Yeah. And he was born premature also. And he was the 10th child, and they were slated to have 12 children altogether. And if you think about it, my mother was born in 1928, and so I know, that's just 2 years apart. I know the time and the childhood that he must have lived in, because he grew up in the Great Depression then. That's his childhood. So they had 12 mouths to feed, and when he was 5 years old, his father took them off to, Yazoo City, Alabama. Yazoo City, because the Depression had hit, and the only job he could get was to be a manager of a farm in Yazoo City, Alabama. And so when he was 5, he moved there. When he was 6, his father died of a stroke. And 2 days later, his youngest sister died. And yet this is the man who comes up with this statement. you know, I think you come up with these statements like this when you've had a lot of thorns in your life. And he did well. You know, he went on to, you know, be this motivational speaker. He went on to leading this association for sales folks. And, you know, he combined these things, and he's really quite famous. And I think that he was able to do it because he recognized that thorns have roses. Thorns have roses. Now, Cicero, what, my Cicero? Oh, there's Cicero. Okay, my Cicero, he says it like this. He says, gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all the others. Now, what does it mean to be the parent of something? Well, you're the parent of the child, right? So here's the thing about children. Children don't show up if they don't have a parent, right? If the parent is not there, there is no child. So all these other virtues, what Cicero is saying is all these other virtues, the virtues of love and honesty and compassion, all those other virtues, he's saying, they don't show up if you don't have gratitude to start out with. Now, Cicero is another man with a bit of a bumpy life. You can see from the picture here that, you know, this is one of those marble busts, that he lived back in the Roman Empire. He actually lived back he started out in the Roman Republic. And so before the Romans went from a republic to an empire, meaning, you know, if you're an empire, you have to have an emperor, right? And so before that, they were completely a democracy, and he rose up to the level of consul or consul. And that's basically the president. So he was the president, essentially the president of the Roman Republic. And then Julius Caesar came along, and he was the first of the emperors, of the Caesars. And so he went from being the president down to being exiled. Now, a lot of people, when they go from the very, very top to somewhere closer to the bottom, he didn't hit all the way down. He still had lands and everything, but he was forced away from Rome, this place that he had been so powerful in, that his home was, you know, in a spot that everybody could see. All of Rome could see his home. And so he goes from being at this pinnacle of power to being exiled, and yet, you know, he recognizes somehow that this is all temporary. Going down like that is temporary, because you know what? He ended up back at the top again, or at least really close to it. And so life can be a bit of a roller coaster. You can go from the top down to the bottom, back up to the top again. You got the roses, you got the thorns, you get more roses. And I think he must have understood that with that thorn comes another rose. You just got to allow it to show up. So, I love the way Spirit works in my life. I do these talks, and I live the talk for a while, and sometimes it's all the way till Saturday night that I'm still figuring out what I'm going to talk about. And that's what happened this week. You know, so I'm thinking about, I'm going to talk about these gifts, like, you know, Elizabeth was singing, I have gifts to bring. And it just was not there. It was not coalescing in my mind. And so Saturday morning, my husband Gabriel, he goes, "Do you want to go to the museum?" And I'm like, well, can't be any worse than me just standing here looking at a dead screen. So I say yes. And we go off to the Broad Museum. And I'd never been there. It just opened up in 2015. So it's a relatively new museum in Los Angeles, downtown LA. And we get there, it's Saturday morning, but it's after Thanksgiving. There's really no traffic. We just kind of cruise on in. It's a wonderful morning, wonderful day. And we went through exhibit after exhibit and all these different artists. And, you know, they had some astounding pieces there. They had one where they recorded a group singing kind of an ABBA-esque song, and they just did it in different areas of an old mansion. And it was just beautiful. But that stuck with me. But this is the one that kept sticking with me. This is an Andy Warhol piece. It looks like a Rorschach, right? And that's because he made it to look like one, right? That was his intention. His intention was to create that Rorschach effect. And so if you're not familiar with the Rorschach test, this is actually the 10 pictures. I didn't realize until I looked it up last night that there was actually one set of 10 pictures that they show people. So it's a standardized test, and what they do is they ask you to look at each one of these images, one at a time. And they show you one image at a time, and then they ask you, what do you see in that image? And what they're really doing is they're comparing your answer to the normal, right? I didn't realize that's exactly what they were doing, but that's what it is you're being compared at what you see to what the normal people see. Whatever that is. I think I would probably fail. I don't know. But this image kept sticking with me because when I stood in front of that image, I must have stood there with Gabriel for 5-10 minutes. I was like, what does it look like? And nothing was coming to me. And so I left there, still without an answer, having a lovely day, but still without an answer to my question of, what do we do when the thorns show up? And then I got home and I started thinking and writing, and I went back and I'm like, well, let me go see if I can find that image again. And of course, the internet's the internet. You can find just about anything. So here I am last night looking at this image going, what does it look like? And that's when it really dawned on me that this can look like anything. It really doesn't matter what it looks like, except what does it look like to you? And that's what it is with the thorns, too. When I have the thorns in my life, what I'm being asked is I'm being asked to look at one of these Rorschachs and go, what does this mean to me in this moment? What is it that it's calling forth in my soul? What is the image? What is the meaning to the image that I'm seeing in my mind? Not to compare it to anybody else, because everybody else's little Rorschach of the day it's all different. But for this Rorschach, what does it look like? What does it mean? And, you know, the truth is I get to make it up. And so when I got to that point of there is no right answer, there is no wrong answer, there's just an answer. I just looked at this and I went, oh, look at that. There's these two little seahorses kissing. I don't know. Maybe you see that. Maybe you see something completely different. It's okay. It doesn't matter. It's art. It's the art that is our lives. And you know what? We get to come up with the meaning of it too. That's actually the way it works, is I get to look at the Rorschach, I get to have the meaning of it, I get to come up with that, and that meaning then gets to create the next moment in my life, and the next, and the next. And so I want to leave you with an affirmation today. And the affirmation is not that one, it's this one. The affirmation is here on the screen. Could you read it along with me? I am grateful for everything I am and have. Oh, do and have. Let's say that again. I'll put in the do this time. I am grateful for everything I am, do, and have. Absolutely, that's true. And so, you know, as you go out into your week, what I would really love for you to do is I'd love for you to be grateful, even when it's feeling a little bit thorny. And I'd love you to, you know, just think of whatever is going around in your life as this Rorschach ink blot, you know, that is particularly yours. And then, you know, make up, what does it mean? Just make it up. See what actually fits there for you. And then recognize that people will potentially judge you for what your little Rorschach looks like. But it's okay. Because this is your life. It's not their life. It's your life. And so as we stand in the realization that there is no right or wrong answer, that's when we come to truly know the truth. That there are thorns and there are roses. And where I find the thorns, I will also find the roses. And if any of that is mysterious to you, if you're not quite sure what to do with it, it's okay. Just let Spirit guide you. Thank you, and namaste. And so now is the time to just anchor these thoughts in with a little bit of prayer. And so I ask you to join me as I drop down inside of myself to the place that knows that it knows that it knows that there is only one life, one power, one presence. This power, this life that is the divine, this life that is love, that is peace, that is joy, this life that creates out of itself and into the world based on its thoughts. The thoughts that are our thoughts, that are its thoughts. And as I know that to be the truth of God, I know it to be the truth of myself, I know it to be the truth of each of you here right now, I know it to be the truth of those of you online, and I know it to be the truth of each and every person in Pasadena and beyond, that this one life is living itself fully and completely and expansively in, as and through me and you and all life. That this life that is joy and love and peace is creating into our lives individually, expansively, with love and with care. And that part of that life is roses and part of that life is thorns. But when I find the thorn, all I need to do is I need to look at the end of the stem to find the rose that it's attached to it. I'm recognizing that to be the truth of that life and the truth of each and every one of us. And so as we move forward today and into our further life, I am knowing that truth of thorns and roses comes along with us. It is the truth of our very nature. It's the truth of spirit. And so as we move through our lives, I know that we are creating and creating and creating. Creating out of the love that we are, the peace that we are, the joy that we are. And that ultimately only the love and the peace and the joy and the wholeness and the order and the beauty that God is the absolute truth. It is the only thing that survives. It is the only thing that has the legs to live beyond the moment. And so I know each and every one of us lives a prosperous life, a life filled with abundance, a life that we can all be grateful for, a life that is moving forward with joy and confidence and ease. And so I just give thanks for that knowingness. I give thanks to the life that God is for giving me and you and all life this beautiful way to live our existence. And I release this prayer to the law, knowing that it's already fulfilled in the mind that God is. And I say life and God are good and very good. And together we say, and so it is. Amen. Amen. So now's the time for our conscious contributions. And so I know that many of you have already given online. And if you have, thank you so much for that. And if you haven't, it's not too late. We have many ways for you to give. If you're here, there are envelopes that are in the pews that you can put your gift, your conscious contribution into. And then at the end of service, when you're leaving the sanctuary, there will be people with the basket that you can drop it into. If you're online, there are 3 ways for you to give. You can give by going to our website, ahiah.com/donate, and there's several ways for you to give there. There's also checks. I love to get checks. If you could just write me a little note, not much, just a hi, that would be wonderful. And there's also our text to give process. That's you just text the amount you want to give to 616-229-2225, and it will walk you through everything else. And so let's go ahead and take our gifts and just place them virtually to our hearts. And I have the blessing here. Read it along with me. This gift I give is God in action. I send it forth with joy, confidence, and ease. I am blessed by the law of giving and receiving as I now share my gift with life. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And so it is. Amen and amen. Hey, Troy, could you tell the youth that we're about done? And so let me just tell you a couple of things here. We've got, first and foremost, we have plenty of practitioners here. And so we see their pictures here on the screen there, including our beautiful, lovely Nancy Thompson. And if you want prayer from any of them, you can go. There's contact information at ahiah.com/meetourpractitioners with dashes in between the words. And they would love to take you into prayer. If you would like, you can also, another way is to just go to ahiah.com/prayers and just write out on the form there what prayer you would like. And we will be praying for you for the whole week. And then there's also a dial-a prayer that you can do. You just go to our website again, and find it there, or you can also call into our main number and press option 7. It'll take you to a recorded prayer and also a reading. It's a wonderful way to get a little boost in the week. And so I want to remind you all that we have youth here now. We've got Lisa Ortiz, our new Youth and Family Ministry Director. She's here with Mr. Malachi today and some kids, and they'll come in just a few minutes. And I have an announcement from Nancy Johnson that's going to play right now.
Good morning, Ahiah family. This is Nancy Johnson, and I'm coming to you this morning to ask for your help with our annual Angel Toy Drive with Friends Indeed. We will be providing Christmas gifts and toys for 25 children who otherwise might not have a special gift this year. The children are from age 2 to 15 years. We will provide a $25 gift card for each child and supplement the packages with age-appropriate stocking stuffers. Friends Indeed will be hosting a Christmas for the Kids to hand out toys on Sunday, December 19th. I will need each of you to make your donation by Monday, December 13th, so that I can deliver the gifts by Thursday, December 16th. I'd like to thank each of you who are moved to share your abundance with these 25 deserving children. You may donate online at ahiah.com or mail a check with Angel Toy Drive on the memo line, or of course you can call me directly for more information or assistance. We are all blessed by the laws of giving and receiving. Thank you for your generosity.
Hey, so we got some kids here. I'm going to go ahead and give the microphone to Linda. Lisa, I'm sorry. I got the L-I right.
Good morning. So,
Lyra thinks that's funny.
she does think it's funny. She'll probably call me Linda now. We had a great day. We have Connie and Lyra here, and Lyra is going to start and tell you what we did today.
We played the moon game.
Oh.
Who all went to the moon?
Malachi and Connie and me and Lisa.
And Lisa, yeah. And what did you bring to the moon?
A rocket ship and peanut butter sandwiches and napkins.
Those are all very practical things for moon travel. What did Malachi bring to the moon? Do you remember?
Malachi brought to the moon spaghetti.
Spaghetti, yes.
And Connie, once we got to the moon, what did we do?
When we got to the moon, we said thank you to the others who brought stuff, and we held on to a piece of yarn and we threw the other piece to each other.
And why did we do that? What was that?
We did that to show how we are all connected.
Whether we're from each other's immediate families or not. And then we each cut a piece that we're wearing to remind us of that connection. And we also, once we got to the moon, we made family trees with not just our immediate family, the family that we live with or our blood relatives, but with all our spiritual family, our neighborhood family, our community family.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not good at hand signals, but just keep doing it. I'll catch on. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Lisa. It is beautiful, and we're happy to have both of you guys here. I know, and Carol and I go way back. Yeah, it's interesting how that all happens. I know, I do. Yeah, let that sink in a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and ask Elizabeth, come on up. And they're going to sing us on out of here.
Hello again, everyone. Thank you, Reverend Scott, for that wonderful. I love this. Is it thorns with roses? I went, oh, a little light went on. Oh, a little rose grow up. I don't know. Yes, so this is definitely a different way to think about it. Think more productive too. So I'm going to sing a song that, believe it or not, because we haven't done it for a while, Ahiah actually has a book of songs that congregational songs that we used to sing, and we haven't for a long time. And Annette, if you're watching, asked me if I would do one, choose one. So we're going to do one today, one that we used to do a lot, and the song is called I Release. So those of you who are not here today, who know this song, please sing along. And those of you who are here, you may not know the song, but you can sing the refrain. And some of you, there's blue books in front of you, and it's on page 4, and it's I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. My heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. So I know some of you don't know it, but just maybe be a little more familiar, and we'll do it again. There was a time in my life I thought I'd have to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was all I needed. But now I can say, if you're discouraged, struggling to make it through, struggling to make it through another day, I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. Well, my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggles, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in my spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggles, no Brian on the drums. If you're discouraged or struggling to make it through another day, you gotta let it all go, you gotta let it all go, you gotta let it all go, you gotta let it all this Wednesday. Hey, I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. Well, my heart is open wide, 'cause I'm only here for God. Oh, no more struggles, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I'm free in spirit, I'm free in spirit. 'Cause I'm only here, and so are you, for God. Yes, that's why we're here.
Yes. Let's give some more love to the band. Thank you, Elizabeth, Mahesh, Chris, Leon, Brian. So wonderful. So happy to have them here today. And so we have our benediction here. Let's go ahead and read that as we got this Spirit going in us. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in all of my affairs. I accept it. I am it, and I share it, just the way it appears and just the way it appears not. Thank you, life. Amen and amen. And so it's so lovely to have you here. It's wonderful to be here on this Thanksgiving weekend, and I'm loving each and every one of you. And we'll call this a wrap. And if you want to join me in about 10-15 minutes, I will be on the fellowship. You can get to it by going to ahiah.com/virtual and hitting the Go to Zoom button. And if you're here, I'll meet you out in the courtyard. Thank you, everyone. Till next week, I love you all. See you then. Bye-bye.